Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. If you haven't subscribed to the Black Financial Channel, the Instagram page or the YouTube channel, just go to theblackfinancialchannel.com and look for the Black Financial Channel on Instagram. That is where we talk about daily financial news and commentary from a Black perspective. Now, I know that in the Black community, we have a lot of other issues that are happening right now, and I'm going to address a lot of those on Dr. Boyce TV, but I also want to help those that want to stay focused on also building wealth as you're working through, whether it's dealing with the pandemic or if you're trying to get ahead financially. And so I wanted to give you some insights on something that I was thinking about. First of all, raise your hand in the chat if you are an investor. If you are invested in the stock market, say something. You can get started investing with as little as $5 in 5 minutes. So don't think that you don't have enough money. Don't think that it's only for smart people. Don't think that it's hard to do. I have a PhD in finance. I could teach you in 5 minutes. Just go to firstshareofstock.com. That's firstshareofstock.com if you haven't gotten started. I'm very proud, by the way. I took a survey recently on my Twitter, and one of the things that I know from extensive academic research over the years is that stock market participation is one of the leading indicators of wealth in a community. That the more people you have invested in stock markets, the higher the wealth goes. The reason for the gap between the rich and the poor is because rich people, they become rich by investing in the stock market. So they weren't, many of them weren't born rich, but they became rich by doing what rich people do. So I've been basically pushing you guys to do what rich people do and to participate in the stock market. And so a lot of you actually are investing. I found on Twitter anyway, on the Twitter survey, that 73% of you are participating in the stock market. That is far higher than the average American. That is really amazing because you're behaving like rich people. For people that have lots of high net worth, et cetera, the stock market participation rate is very high and is growing every day in the Black community. So I'm very proud of you. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. We are making moves. We are giving ourselves reparations or preparations or real reparations, whatever you want to call it. We're doing preparations for the next generation. We're getting real reparations because it's real wealth, and also it's reparations as well because we're able to repair our community. And who knows, maybe one day the government will write a check and that'll just give us more money to invest. Can I get an amen? Can I get a witness? Somebody give me a hallelujah in the chat. All right, so hit the thumbs up button, share and subscribe button. If you haven't done it, please do that. So let me give you a little bit of information about Amazon stock. These are some conclusions I've come to. With investing, sometimes things are hit or miss, but sometimes you can read the writing on the wall. And I want to share this with you that I believe actually will benefit you in your investing journey. Many of you saw that Apple's stock split and the price shot up. Many of you saw that Tesla stock split and the price shot up. I don't know how many of you own Apple or Tesla, but those stocks have been really good to you. You really had Christmas in August, as I like to say. A lot of y'all are balling out of control. You just ain't telling your friends because you don't want them to feel bad. But I know for a fact that many of my students in the Black Stock Market program are rolling in money because the stock market recovery during the pandemic has done extremely well. And I'm not talking about just rich people. I'm talking about people that don't make a lot of money, but who took the little money they had and invested that money. I'm talking about people who flipped their stimulus check and have 3-4 times more money than they had when they first got the check. So with that said, the question becomes, here's the issue, right? From a theoretical standpoint, as a financial researcher, I can tell you that there is no theoretical reason that a stock split is supposed to boost the stock price. There is no theoretical reason that it's supposed to grow. A stock split is like taking a pizza and instead of chopping it into 4 slices, you're slicing it into 8 slices. You don't have more pizza, you just have more slices. So why would chopping the pizza into 8 slices instead of 4 slices cause you to actually have more pizza? Well, it's because the market has shifted. Dynamics have changed. Investors have just evolved. You have this app called Robinhood that has brought millions of people into the stock market who weren't there before. And to be honest with you, many of these individuals have not really gotten a lot of training on what a stock price is supposed to be. A lot of them are like the bumblebee, where they say the bumblebee is too fat to fly, but the bumblebee flies anyway because the bumblebee doesn't know he's too fat to fly. So a lot of people don't know that they're not supposed to price a stock with a price earnings ratio that's insanely high. They just do it. They just buy it because their friends bought it, or because they think the company's cool, or because they saw the company on the news. And I believe that's why Apple and Tesla shot up through the roof, because demand for the stock increased. Also, demand for the options increased. Options demand pushes up options premium from all the speculators in the market. Basically, you got people shaking the bones and rolling the dice. That's all it is. Think of it like a casino. And so a lot of options investors, speculators, are coming in and they're buying options like crazy, which is boosting the stock price and increasing the amount of liquidity and the amount of interest in those stocks, and the price has gone up. Pay attention. CEOs are watching this, right? Companies are looking at this and they're saying, whoa, wait a minute. You mean they just did a stock split? They just did a magical, mind game, and the price went up like that? Well, maybe we should split our stock, right? Maybe we should inject some life into our company. So I think that, it might make sense as a viable investment strategy to consider which stocks are most likely to split in the near future. This company near the top of my list that I believe I'd be stunned if this company didn't do a stock split in the next 12 months is Amazon. Amazon. If you've invested in Amazon, you've made a killing, because Amazon has been raking in money like crazy over the last 3 or 4 months. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos is now a $200 billion man. He is the first person in recorded history to have $200 billion in his wealth portfolio. So, and the reason he has $200 billion in wealth is because Jeff Bezos is he owns a big chunk of a company that's now worth about $1.7 trillion called Amazon. Here are a few quick reasons why I believe Amazon stock is going to have a split in the next 12 months. First of all, the price is too damn high. $3,000. Ain't nobody trying to buy a $3,000 share of stock. Most people I know are like, no, I'm not spending $3,000 on a share of stock. I'd rather go buy a $10 stock and get a bunch of shares so I can feel like I accomplished something. Now, mind you, there are fractional shares. You can go buy $5, $10 worth of Amazon on your Cash App if you want to, but people don't want to do that. Who wants to buy a piece of a share, right? A lot of people like the satisfaction of just knowing, like I bought this whole share of a company. And Amazon is not a company that's within the reach of most people at a share price of $3,000. So I think that a great populist move for Amazon would be to chop the price up. I'm talking about a big split. I'm talking about like a 60 to 1, 50 to 1 type split. At least get the share price under $100. Boom, you're going to see a jump in the stock price, because everybody's going to want to jump in on this, because Amazon has been one of the strongest, most consistent investments that I've seen, that I've had in my portfolio for the entire year. I love Amazon. I love the way the company operates. I love the way they do business. Now, one thing that I don't always love about Amazon is that from a PR standpoint, they're not doing so great. From a PR standpoint, Amazon is losing, because Amazon kind of comes off like the Uncle Scrooge of the investing world, meaning that they're making money when everybody else is suffering. The pandemic is kind of happening, and people are frozen in fear, and I guess misery loves company. So there are some people who get mad when you're doing well, when everybody else isn't doing well. You ever have a situation where you're happy and people get mad at you because you're happy, and because they want to be miserable and they feel like you should be sad like them? Well, in a way, that's kind of what Amazon's going through. Amazon is, all through the pandemic, they said, okay, let's put on our masks, let's socially distance, let's sanitize our hands, but let's keep our factories open. And that's what they did. And so they made a killing from it. Jeff Bezos saw his wealth actually go up during the pandemic. But the downside of that is that he's feeling the wrath. Right? The world pretty much hates rich people, and the world hates clever people. So if you're smart and you're a person that applies your intelligence in a way that's going to make you rich, just be ready for the fact that you're going to have a stack of haters that's down the block, out the door, around the corner, because the world hates rich people and the world hates clever people. So in fact, if you ever get rich, don't tell your friends, don't tell anybody, pretend like you're broke. If they ever want to ask you to borrow money, start off by telling them about all your financial problems and talk about how horrible life is and how hard it is to be black, and it's a struggle out here, man. We can't get ahead. And you'll get a lot of friends that way. You'll get a lot of people that be like, yeah, man, I agree with you. It is hard out here, right? But really in the back of your mind, you'll know that you just made $5,000 because you've been investing consistently, and your friends don't because they're invested in misery, right? I'm not making fun of people that are in that category. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just being honest. You know how I do. So the world hates rich people. Jeff Bezos is the poster child of really wealthy people. He's also the poster child of a problem that we have in America, which is called economic inequality. We do have racial inequality. We also have just class-based inequality. America is too capitalist. America needs to become, I don't want America to be completely socialist, but America needs to be a little more socialist in that you know you can afford to pay higher taxes. Rich people, you know that you could probably get by if instead of having $1 billion a year, you had $800 million a year. Like, you know that you could actually get by that way. So I think that for Bezos, chopping his stock price would really allow people to really jump in and love that company again. I think that if you chop the stock price and you encourage people to invest, and you get another 10, 20 million people participating in your stock, well, though that's millions more people that are not going to necessarily support Congress when they're trying to break up your company, or when they're trying to make you the bad guy, or they're trying to possibly trump up charges and get you sent to jail, which is what China and Russia tend to do with billionaires that get a little bit too powerful. I think that it would be just a good move from a PR standpoint, and people would give respect from that. The third reason that Amazon would benefit from a stock split is they could actually gain customers off this. They can actually do this in a way where the world benefits and they benefit. There's nothing wrong with making money as long as everybody else is doing well because you're doing well. Like, if you're doing well by helping others do well, then that's fine for you to do well. So I think that Amazon could actually benefit itself by basically doing something really basic, right? Think about this. Imagine if they split the stock to where the price is about $50 a share. And then they go to all their members of Amazon Prime, 112 million people that have subscribed to Amazon Prime, and they say, because we love you so much, we're going to give you a free share of Amazon stock, right? Now, sure, that's a big investment, but I think that would be massive for their public support. I think it would bring in new customers for Amazon Prime. I believe they would make a lot of that money back, or at the very least, they could give an incentive. They could say you could buy a share for 20% off or whatever, right? Something that allows them to feel like they're part of the group. That's what you call incentive alignment. Incentive alignment is when you say, look, okay, I know you're mad at me because I'm doing well and you're not. Well, how about this? How about I break you off a little something and connect you to the process so that we can both be on the same team, right? That's very important in terms of resolving disputes. And I think Amazon would achieve some incentive alignment by helping their customers to become owners. They would achieve incentive alignment by helping the public become owners in the company. They would achieve incentive alignment also, which goes to actually my next reason why I think Amazon's going to have a stock split. They could achieve incentive alignment by making their employees owners. You see, Amazon has a big labor issue. They have employees that want to shut their factories down. They have employees that want to go on strike. They have employees that are going around telling stories about how hard it is to work for Amazon. Well, why not split your stock and just start breaking the employees off a little something? Like, make them connected to the success of the company. It's just like when they talk about ownership of a neighborhood. Neighborhoods where people don't own the property tend to get torn down, run down, and destroyed because people don't care about stuff they don't own. But when there are owners in the neighborhood, then the people take care of the property. They cut the grass, they paint the house, they want it to look good because when they make things look good, they feel good because that's a part of them, right? So let those employees become owners in the company. Now, giving them shares of stock at $3,000 a pop is very expensive, but if they're $50 a pop, then you could just dole it out like candy, and that would be like an amazing thing. It would make them very popular, and I believe that they've already thought about some of this. They're just waiting for the right time. I believe that they're just waiting for the right time for this to happen, and this goes actually to the last reason why I think they're going to do a split. These splits are generating these really weird boosts in stock price. Now, there are many theories in academia that I've read a ton of research papers on this stuff. There are many theories that explain why it might make sense to see a pop in the stock price after a split. Like there's what they call the clientele effect, which says that, when the price goes down, you're getting a broader clientele, which increases the demand for the stock. The more people want the stock, the more the price goes up, right? Then there's what they call the signaling effect. The signaling effect says that when a CEO says, okay, we're going to split our stock, that they're signaling to the public like, hey, y'all, I got some good news. Like some good things are going to happen. We're going to be making money. It's going to be off the chain, y'all, right? So people say, oh, wow, the CEO is splitting the stock, which means that must be good. Something good must be about ready to happen. And so the price goes up because people want the stock, because they feel the CEO is signaling that good times are coming. All this might be possible, but at the end of the day, we're just seeing these major jumps, particularly amongst these really popular companies. And I just really think that Amazon is noticing this. I think Google is noticing this. And I think that when they're ready to try to give themselves a little bump, a little baby bump and kind of pop the price up a little bit, I think that a stock split will do the trick. And I think that you're going to see, now, mind you, though, Jeff Bezos, I just want to warn you, you're going to have like probably 10 million more haters, because then your wealth is going to go from 200 billion to 250 billion, probably overnight, and it's going to make people mad. But don't get mad. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Understand how it happens. Understand where this comes from. I read Jeff Bezos' entire bio. I read his entire story to understand his life, because I study Black people. I care about Black wealth. I'm constantly obsessing my life. I've dedicated my life to solving what I call the Black wealth problem, which is, why do Black people not have as much money as we should? How do we have 1.3 trillion and it goes through our hands and disappears? So I study everybody. I read bios of even people I don't like. I read the bio of Donald Trump. I read his family history 100 years. I read the bios of politicians, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. I read the bios of billionaires, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. Let me tell you a little secret about Bezos. Apply this to your kids. This is what we're doing with our 17-year-old right now. The secret with Jeff Bezos and why he makes so much money is because Jeff Bezos understands two things that allow you to make a killing in this society without very much work. Those two things are business and technology. Business and technology. That's why Bezos is making money, because he understands business and technology. Understanding technology means that you can get on the computer and you can understand how the internet works and how to sell a product online and all this other stuff. The business side is where you take the technology and you can scale it. You understand marketing. A lot of people, when I hear people talk about business, sometimes people that don't understand business that well will say something like, oh, that's a terrible company, or that's a bad investment. They've lost money for the last 2 years. So clearly you're not a good investor. Clearly that's a stupid investment. That company isn't doing very well. Look, they lost money for the last 2 years. Well, do you know Amazon lost money, I want to say, for about a decade before they actually started going profitable. And what's really crazy is that Amazon didn't just lose money for many, 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 many years. They were losing money even when they could have been making money. Even when they could have been profitable, they were like, nah, profits for suckers. We don't need profits, right? Well, why would they do something like that? Why would a company not want to be profitable? Who does that, right? Well, because they were playing chess and not checkers. Chess means that you say, you know what, I'm going to give up a little bit today so I can have a whole lot more tomorrow, right? The same. I had the same mindset when I was in graduate school, and people didn't understand why I was in school at the age of 28. Like, why are you still in school? You're 28 and you should be out of school. You should be out making money and having fun and living your life. I said, no, I'm going to sacrifice now, because I'm going to be winning for the next 40 years. So I'll sacrifice the next 2 or 3 years so I can win for the next 40. You see, and when they measure cultures actually in communities that do well economically, that do the best, delayed gratification is actually the number one factor that determines whether or not you're going to actually have success and wealth. All delayed gratification is investing. All delayed gratification is sacrificing something today so you can have more tomorrow. That's all investing is. All investing is planting a seed and expecting a bigger harvest. The more seed you plant, the more harvest you have. A lot of us don't plant seeds. See, people, that little hater that you have in your family who's mad at you because even though you make the same income, you're doing well and they're not, because your stocks are paying you while you sleep and they still have to get up and go to work every day. Well, that person probably is a person who didn't plant seeds. And it's a mindset. Everything is a mindset. I remember when I was in graduate school and I talked to one of my friends, And we all got done. We were finishing. Sorry, I wasn't in grad school yet. I was a senior in college. And mind you, I was never a good student in high school or anything like that. I did well in college because I wanted to find a way to get out of my situation. I didn't want to be poor. I didn't want to be broke. And so I was talking to one of my friends, and I said, so what are you going to do after you graduate? And she said, oh, I don't know. I might go get a job, blah, blah, blah. And she said, so what are you going to do? I said, oh, I think I'm gonna go to grad school. And she said, oh, I like money too much to go to grad school. And you know what I said to her? I said, I like money too much to not go to grad school. So how can we both love money and want to make money? But she's thinking, if I want to make money, I should not waste time going to grad school. And I'm thinking, no, I want to go to grad school for many, many years, right? It's because I was playing chess. She was playing checkers. She was going to get that money now. She wanted that fast money. I wanted that long money. She wanted that quick money. I wanted that slow money. Right? She wanted the tiny money. I wanted the big money, right? So if you want the big money, if you look at Jeff Bezos, now most people are never going to be worth $200 billion. That's an extreme example. But there are many people who know business and technology who made the sacrifice early, who ended up with big money, meaning maybe $1 million a month, $100,000 a month. The kind of money you don't make on a job unless you play for the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, so prepare your children for that. That's what we're doing with our 17-year-old. He's going to school for engineering. I said, I don't care what engineering you study, just make sure you study business, because that's what an Elon Musk does. That's what a Jeff Bezos does. And that's how you're going to make your first million before you're 30, is you're going to understand technology and business. You're going to merge the two, come up with a great idea, build something extraordinary, and it will make money while you sleep. That's the world that we live in. That's how people get paid. So tell that to your kids. Have them watch this video, in fact. And I guarantee you that this one video right here, if you have them spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes watching this one video, it will change their life for the next 40 years. So I'm gonna leave that up to you to make that decision. Maybe that was a bold claim, but it's something that I believe. Well, why? I don't know. I've only been teaching college students for the last 27 years. So anyway, guys, I'm done. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. I'll give you my stock pick of the day. My stock pick of the day is the stock that I just invested in pretty heavily is American Airlines. I just invested heavily in American Airlines. My options students know about this. Is I actually like the idea of writing the options on American Airlines stock. The income from the options is pretty good, but then also on top of that, I believe that the airlines are going to do extremely well when everybody stops being scared. I believe the airlines are doing lots of great stuff to help reduce the fear of flying. They've got special technology now that's helping to kill the virus. And there's an MIT professor who actually said that you only have a 1 in 4,000 chance of catching corona on an airplane. I think it was just catching it, not dying from it, catching it, right? So I believe that eventually over time, the fear will subside. Airlines are also, I believe, going to get a boost from the government when they finally quit fighting and pass the stimulus package, because they take care of the rich people first, which sucks, but that's what they do, right? So they're going to take care of the airlines, and that's going to lead to a bump. But then long term, I believe that American Airlines is going to do well for the portfolio. But either way, I write the call options because I don't really need it to do extremely well. I just want to get my money back and then make some sort of a return on investment. What's the strike date? I push out about a month. So anyway, if you want to learn more about things like options, if you go to the Black Business School, we actually have an options trading program, an options program where I can explain to you all about stock options, how they work, and all this other stuff. So feel free to go to the Black Business School, or you can also join, if you want to know more about my other stock picks and the stocks that I'm adding to my portfolio, you can go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. The first month trial is $1. So you can try it out for 30 days for $1 and see if you like it. And then if you don't like it, we'll give you $1 back. Okay, guys. So I'm out of here. Have a good day. I'll see you soon. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Hit the thumbs up button, please, on your way out. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boy's TV.